This is David and Goliath writing about my own personal experience about a story in the David and Goliath. Um, what is dyslexia? Dyslexia is defined as having issues uh, being able to visualize and like read, write, I guess, interpret other words, letters, and symbols. And um, to a blank. Oh, so the story in David and Goliath, the author is uh, Malcolm Gladwell, and there's a story in there in chapter 4, section 3 of the book that is about a man named David. I forget his last name. David, and his story is that as a child he was born with the disorder of dyslexia, so he was unable to comprehend it as easily and fluently as other children were. So his mom did was every night she would read him a story, and he had difficulty understanding because he couldn't really uh, read the letters or read the words or anything like that. So his mom helped him by like tutoring him to memorize the words and memorize phrases so he would be able to understand people more easily. And so he lived with it throughout high school, throughout middle school, and basically his whole life. And he did graduate high school. He then reached college in pursuit of a law degree, which is very astounding, considering the fact that very rarely do anybody has dyslexia, especially that disorder, um, go into such a degree major like um, law, being a lawyer. And he's very well known now, especially because not only because he was very few of dyslexia disorder lawyers was a success, but he was in a very famous case of Microsoft and its privacy agreements that they were unable to keep their promises, pretty much. And so, um, then afterwards, well, not really afterwards, uh, but he was pretty much considered the underdog of his class and for his whole life, just because he was unable to keep up with the children that were around him and the people around him, his peers. Everybody looked down on him just because he couldn't really write or read as much. And so I can relate to this as well as pretty a lot of other people can relate to this in the fact that there are always going to be some things in life that get thrown at you that's going to make uh, things harder for you. And I've never really had I've never had a disorder or anything like that. Not dyslexia, thank God. But it was always hard for me, in particular, to read and write. So what my parents had me do was read books and get flashcards and just keep repeating it until it was in my brain. And so just like the David character in the story, I found an alternative way to um, help my learning style. So it made it easier for me to learn and read and write and everything like that. And yes, that was the David and Goliath story that relates to my everyday life.